Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Get Killed by France and Let It Piss on Our Dead Corpse. No, seriously, let's play Brittany, which is going to get killed, and France is gonna piss on our dead corpse. So, as you all have seen in the last episode, we are now in the war with France. The French conquest of Brittany of 1624 has started. Now, this is... I don't know if bad is a good adjective for this. I think this is more like horrifying and terrifying because this is us and this is France. When you look at the diplomatic map mode, it's starting to look slightly better, but not great. On our side, we have Sweden, Denmark, England, and Scotland, while France has a number of Italian states, Hungary and Croatia, and some of the Balkan states. So I think it's safe to say that these guys are not going to get involved in the war. These might, if some of them have a way how to pass through Milan. But I found out that Milan actually has a really bad relations with France. And yeah, they have minus 200. They're rivals, hostile relations, aggressive expansion, and yada yada yada. So Milan hates France, basically. And it's very unlikely that its allies will be able to go through. They might still go over the sea, but this is one of the other things that plays into our hand. We have a complete naval superiority. Our units are just able to take down the combined navy of the enemy without any trouble. I dare to say that maybe even me alone could take them down. So that brings to the first step of our strategy that I have decided, and that is that our main fleet here is going to go to the Mediterranean and just work its way to block any possible transition of the Hungarian or Croatian or the Balkanese troops to Florence or the other small states or to France. Now, I'm pretty certain that England and Sweden and Denmark are going to help us on the sea, but I'm not at all sure if they will use their troops to land in France. I don't think they may... Yeah, they don't have any claims at all anywhere anymore. So it's probably not going to help. Maybe they could attack these small provinces. We don't know. But as a general rule of thumb, I'm going to consider this. The sea is done, and on the land, it's us against France. That's the basic rule. There, it's starting to look pretty desperate, because we are outnumbered significantly. We have 12,000 troops and 4,000 cavalry with 6,000 cannons against 22,000 men, 5,000 cavalry, and 14,000 cannons. So France has a number of units that could just basically wipe us out and still, play a polka or do a polka dance through our territory. So this is going to be super hard to win, and even actually I'm not gonna go to win this. The best I can hope here is to get a white peace. That would be my best bet. I'm also gonna diplomatically try to get some of these nations like Arborea to sign a separate peace with me and just GTFO from the war because they are dangerous. Like Arborea being here could work as a sort of a staging point for further invasions, and we just don't have that. So in short, I'll leave the seas here to England, Denmark, and Sweden because they will be easily capable of handling this, and I'm gonna send my main fleet down here to deal with that. On the land, though, I'm not entirely sure what to do. Now, the war has been declared about a week ago. It took a huge break because, honestly, I did not want to get back to this because this is going to be super painful, and I just played other things and dreaded the moment when I'm gonna have to record this and show you all how to lose, basically. But we all knew that it's gonna come. If France declared war on us at any point. We knew it's going to be painful, and it's gonna be painful. And the bad part of this is the first war of many. So we're just gonna basically stand against them until we have nothing to fight for anymore. So the good news, I had like 20 minutes, just going around and checking things and deciding what to do. The good news is that most of the forts that we have wanted to upgrade are now ready. Onis and our capital have upgraded forts. Broroazon will be finished in August. Baspoetu will be finished in June. Saint-Mao will be finished in September. Fortunately, the other ones will take way longer. This is 1625 and this is 1625. Brovened will be done in April. So these three basically have no garrisons at all. So we are really going for this line. And when it's breached, they can pour in and screw us over. More bad news is that the French king, Charles X, is cruel, which means love to raise and plunder. He's gonna go all ham and steal all of our shit. And I mean all of our shit. So all the money that you guys have been saving here is just gonna go right into French hands, which just is so fucked. I can't really, say how fucked that is, but yeah. That's how the games goes. You guys were sitting on your cash and now you're gonna lose it all. So, as far as defenses go, we are in okay shape. It's not great, but I am pretty certain that these forts will all be finished before the first invasion of France happens. As far as France go, they have really like this sort of circular defensive perimeter, with the middle being completely empty. So that invites a question of what our strategy is going to be. Now, we could go north, try to siege Normandy, take Constantine and advance basically towards the capital, which is not Paris, as I have mentioned before, but it is Picardy. Picardy is actually pretty rich. So is Paris. Well, no, actually, they've built something right now. Why can't you fuckers build something? So that could be one way to go. There's not that many very strong forts here, and it would make sense. But I'm pretty certain that the north is where most French forces are. We might want to go to the south too. Guyana is a very inviting target. It has a lot of wealth. If we could take Armagnac too, we would basically go all the way to the French... Wait, Armagnac? Yeah, Armagnac is the border. There's... Wait, is Foix in the war? Yeah, Foix is in the war as well. Fuck. Foix has some decent provinces here. And it could, look very good. This is what the development of France looks like. So, the highest development that you can see is basically down here. There's a corresponding amount of wealth, and these provinces are not very well defended. So it might be a pretty nice way to go. Just Hatpotu. Actually, that one is not defended. No, it's part of Anjou. So we would have to siege and destroy Anjou, or just, sack Hatpotu, then go to Alverme and Cavadan to siege it. In the north, though, there's more valuable provinces. None as valuable as these two, but many of them are valuable. Okay, so this is basically the way how we can approach this. I'm still not sure about that. The major issue I have is our units are very good. They have been drilling up until now. We have very high army professionalism, almost at 60%, which is good. We have high discipline. We have some land force limit that I have not used, that I will use, but. How can we bolster our units? Well, there is a number of things that we can do. I'm gonna just go for all of them. I'm gonna request war relief from the burghers. I'm gonna ask them for logistical support, and I'm gonna ask them for financial support. Apart from that, I'm also demand money from them on a pretense of a loan, because money, we have a lot of cash, we have high stability, and money is going to be of great importance for us. I'm going to explain why in a second. Or actually, let's explain that now. France has way lower stability, and many of its allies have low stability, like Foix, Arboea has -2, Albania has -1. So, oh wow, Portugal has -2 too. Okay, but you know, this is basically the thing. They are on an offensive war. If they're gonna go and just lose a lot of units to attrition, which I hope they will, their war exhaustion is gonna skyrocket, and it's possible that their war enthusiasm is going to go down. We really want to go for one piece here. We really want to go. So, our best interest here is to keep our stability, our war exhaustion and everything as low as possible while causing damage to French, on the other way. Most of the damage they will cause to themselves that's just without question, because they'll be raking attrition and everything. So, yeah, but the reason why I'm, taking these defensive supports is that we go and have as low everything as possible. Now we're gonna go all ham on the war support from the greater nobles. They're gonna give us additional 17 units, which is just awesome. So let's get that, and let's get the war council organized. As far as lesser nobles go, we're gonna ask them to bolster defenses, and yes, there's not a big difference. They'll only give us either 1 or 2 units, but I'm gonna go with 2 units nonetheless, because this is a war where we need everything to go. Now with that said, our land force limit jumped to 64, so we had 7, and I think that the burghers are giving us 5 or something else additional. So I'm gonna start recruiting troops down south. I don't want to do it here because there's a number of units being recruited everywhere, as you can see. So let's not go with that. We're gonna invest heavily into getting some decent units, mostly cannons down here. And once these are done, I'm gonna recruit 5 units of cavalry. Now, as I said, cash is of utmost importance, because I don't know how badly they're doing, but I know they bankrupted in the past. They have very high corruption, and I knew that there was debt going on. So, in short, this means that we are going to recruit a lot of units, but unfortunately, we don't have a morale for immediate strike. So, we're gonna keep back in Brovenet and just concentrate our units here. There's a decent supply limit. Actually, all of our provinces have a decent supply limit. So once we see the French forces approaching, we'll know where to move to bypass them. If they won't come in time, we're just gonna decide on where to attack in the meantime. Now, these guys are gonna meet with the transport fleet in Merdiois. I have no idea if I pronounced that correctly, because there's one French heavy ship here, and from here they're gonna be transported down to our African colonies where we are recruiting troops. Once we have a decent number of 10 units, they'll be transported back, whether it's into Brittany proper or I don't know. We'll see how England is capable of clearing out the coast together with Denmark. They're already doing their job here by destroying some ships. We could go and destroy this one too. But I want to first escort my units down to Gulf of Cadiz, and I don't believe there are any French navies around here. So they're going to part and go south, while our navy is going to continue through here to, as was mentioned before, take care of this. This one lonely French heavy ship is not gonna cause us any trouble. Now, unfortunately, our heavy ships, which we would greatly benefit from right now, are all the way in Australia, which I know is just far. So, when they go back home, we might use them, but the war might be gone at that point entirely. Okay, well, as far as finances go, we already went through that. We're in a very good shape. Colonies will have to wait. The only thing I'm not gonna wait for is these 2 provinces, if it comes to it. But we'll see, we'll see. And I'm not gonna, of course, build anything or, Actually, I could. I don't know, we're building a number of units here, so we're just gonna hold on. I thought that I might build a heavy ship, but 146 days. Well, when they would come, we'll see. That's like a month. We could cancel the project at any moment. There's very low chance that they would get all the way here before we finish that heavy ship. So you know what? Let's just order it. The heavy galleon. Fuck me, but I just want to make sure that you guys understand this is pretty much unwinnable. I don't know how we could win this. At this point, the only good thing that we have here is that Castile. Well, they probably weren't called into the war. Fucking hell. Stop improving the relations. So do you. And we have to start improving relations with Castile, because if they join, then this is all just fucked. Divorce our spouse. There's nothing here that can help me realize that. No. Okay, where's my diplomats? Threatening countries. 72 days, Jesus Christ. So when they return, I'm gonna start improving relations with Castile and Aragon in the hopes that they won't join the war. They haven't been called yet, which I guess is the only good thing. Are there any French forces I could see anywhere around here? No. Okay, that's good news. I don't think I saw any. They don't even have colonies here, so they really did not want colonial this time of year. How about you? We could annex you in a year. Okay, that's gonna be good, but... okay, so this is basically the introduction. I wanted to devote an entire episode to it before the fighting starts. Just to, explain myself and my steps and my thoughts and strategies. I'm honestly not sure how this is gonna go. It can go any way, either good or bad, depending on if France is going to split its armies into several stacks, have one stack, if it's gonna keep them together. Our goal is eliminate, destroy. This is again a war for superiority. So most of the war score is going to come from battles. So if we can fight them off, we win. Unfortunately, the only general we have is our king, who's not bad. He's decent, very good maneuver, very good fire. Bad shock though. But we have no heir. So if he dies during the battle, we are pretty much screwed. We would most likely get a different dynasty rule. I should not have disinherited the people, especially the retarded son. He was at least of our dynasty, and right now I would appreciate having him. I could try to recruit a general, but we have very low army tradition. So if we get some good numbers and battles going on, we might try to get one down the line that could, substitute for our main general so that our king does not die during these battles. I really don't know. Okay, so that's all for this episode. I'm gonna start the next one in which we are going for the fight. So wish me luck. Fingers crossed.